Okay, so we just had a class on the 5 types of witches, right? I did not give you guys any aesthetics, and that's okay. I'm gonna give them to you now. So, for the aesthetics of the witches, you have a solar witch, a hearth witch, sea witches, you have hedge witches, forest witches, green witches, lunar witches, cottage witches. Okay, starting off with solar witches. Solar witches are witches who, in the aesthetics, um, they love the sun. Okay, everything about it. It's opening windows to let light in, using the selenite to cleanse the home, working with the directions, calling corners, um, anything that has anything to do with sun. Solar witches are all about it. Okay, sunflower decor, sunflower seeds, sunflower petals. Those three things from the earth are used widely with solar witches aesthetics. Also, tea, drinking tea, sun tea. And I don't know if you guys ever had sun tea. It's kind of late in the season for sun tea right now, though. In the spring and in the summer, down here in the south, we make sun tea. Actually brewing the tea over the stove, putting that tea inside of your pitcher, sitting that pitcher on the back waterfront porch directly in the sun. For some reason, the sun just makes the tea just taste more tea-er. It's just so much yummier for real versus just making it in the kitchen. Me myself personally, I use flowers and herbs and fruit bits in my homemade tea. Solar witches are dope. I love solar witches. They use the sun for everything. When it comes down to solar energy and solar panels, they are like top dogs on saving energy. And they are saving energy buffs, okay? They don't play about it. um, let's see. I actually forgot one. Fairy witch. Let's go to fairy witch. I'm actually on my computer on my Pinterest right now, so let me get this. No, you will not put that in there. It goes somewhere else. All right, fairy witches. Fairy witches like fairy. Um, they are attached to all things fairy like. Um, flying, for instance. Um, constantly spotting something, basically, that's not very common. For instance, different types of birds, hummingbirds, wildflowers, bees. They respect all things fairy, everything, from mushrooms to puddles of water. They respect it all. And all of those things can be used for their divination of choice. Also, those things can be used for their calling, their actual rituals, and things of that nature. So, yeah, fairy witches are cool. They're pretty cool. My older sister claims to be a fairy witch. Like, she sees things that no one else is supposed to see. Orbs, and she swears she's seen all kinds of shit when she was little. We won't go into that. But if you have ever seen a troll, please let me know. Okay. Um, Hearth witches. Hearth witches are basically the cozy witch, is what I like to call her. She's an expert at fire. So when it comes down to elemental, Hearth witch will definitely deal with fire. Um, Fire in the hearth, of course. Warmth in the heart. That's a hearth witch. Um, Atmospheric lighting and coziness. They love to write. I don't know why, but cozy witches loves to write. endless books, journals. They collect pens, paper. They are mind people. They like to live in here. 9 times out of 10, if they're dealing with a familiar, it's a fluffy animal, something they can cozy up to. Um, they, like I said, deal with fire, but it's mainly a hearth witch, mainly stays to herself in her head. So things she figures out, we will never see out loud. Okay. All right. Moving right along. Sea witch. Okay. Lunar rituals. Salt life. Fish. Um, jars of water. Sea witches have jars of water everywhere. Like I have like one, two, three, four bottles of different types of water that I use on my crystals, or I use on myself, or I use with cleaning my tools. All different types of water for everything. Um, we hoard crystals and shells. Sea witches. Yes, we do. I have a gang of seashells, starfish. I take trips to Florida a lot. So I am very possessive when it comes to crystals and seashells. Mermaid tea, water rituals. I am a bath lover. I love baths. Oh my god. There are so many different types of baths that you can take, being just any type of witch in general. Self love baths, healing baths. Healing baths are broken down into many different terms, whether you're healing yourself eternally, externally, you're healing your soul, you're healing your personality, whatever. Sea witches get shit done with water. Okay. Let us move on to the next aesthetic, which is the hedge witch aesthetic. Hedge witches, like I told you before, homebodies. Okay, they do everything at home. What's important to a hedge witch? You will not believe this, but the cleaning tools and their shoes. Hedge witches, 9 times out of 10, got a shoe fetish. I don't know why. Um, Greencraft as well. They do a lot of things with herbal, um, bay leaves, cumin, cinnamon, lavender for sleep, things of those natures. Um, Hedge witches are also good dreamers. They have transportive dreams. So if you find yourself, being at home doing a lot of home hedgy things and you are a dreamer, astral projecting, lucid dreams, OBE, 9 times out of 10, you are a transportive dreamer. And you could definitely be a great head witch, okay? Hedge witches, they keep up on their daily routines. They keep up on their affirmations. They keep up on their mantras. And seeking joy with themselves before showing themselves to the world is key in being a hedge witch. Moving on to the other witch's aesthetic, which is forest witch. Now, a forest witch can be a fairy witch. Okay? You're in the forest. You are someone who loves animals, woodland creatures, foxes, rabbits, etc. Forest witches are people who work with earth. They love earth things. Right down to taking walks. Long walks is a great way to keep yourself connected to the environment. It's a wonderful way to keep yourself grounded as well, especially if you're walking barefoot. Forest witches are those type of people. Okay, they keep themselves grounded. They also work with wood, fossils, bones. Um, for some reason, forest witches have knives. They love knives. Have a collection of knives. They probably got a favorite knife. They like to build things, very handsy, very carpenter-ish. Um, when it comes down to Green Witch, and her aesthetic. Green witches literally are people who use tea magic for everything. There's tea magic in all of these aesthetics. With the fairies, their tea magic is, I want to say wildflowers, mainly. Uh, Kitchen witch, don't matter. They're in the kitchen. When it comes down to green witches are always using herbs for everything. They carry them with them, honey, in pouches and such. They have special relationships um, with animals also. Green witches are dope. I like green witches. They grow things. They're actually comforted by the sound of silence, the sound of woods, the sound of animals, the animal calling, all that. All right. Last but not least, lunar aesthetics. Okay. Lunar people, moon people. Yeah, we are moon whores, is what I like to call us. We're always up there looking which phase is the moon tonight. We love moon water, of course. Um, we know how to use astrologically everything cosmic. To be lunar, you are one with the moon. And most people who are lunar witches have a moon somewhere on their person. We are natural flirts also. This is an aesthetic. These are facts. I don't know why, but these are facts. Cottage witches. Cottage witches aesthetics. These are people who are the coziest at home. They're most comfortable at home. Cottage witches are very hands-on witches also. Cottage witches makes things from rose water to dresses. They are DIY people, okay? And very creative. Very creative. They are also garden people. They like to sit in the garden, drink tea, write books, talk with friends, get drunk at home as a cottage witch. Getting drunk out in the world, that's a lunar witch. But you can see how they are opposite of another. So that is our witches aesthetics, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening. Namaste.